Hey, it's Kate. Have you ever considered crowdfunding to raise money for your next project? Well, before you get started, before you click go, let me help you find out whether you're actually ready to crowdfund. Thanks for watching these Westwood Management YouTube videos. I'm so excited to chat about crowdfunding. I love crowdfunding. I think it is an incredible way to get your audience involved in funding your next project so that you don't have to use your own money, you don't have to go into debt. But the reality is the stats say that 50% of crowd funds fail. They don't reach their targets, which means they don't get any of the money. I don't want you to go through all that effort doing a crowdfund and not reach your target. So let me give you a couple of things to think through to find out whether you're actually ready to crowdfund. Are you ready? Okay, so first of all, you need to have a project that you're actually trying to fund, and the financial need should be upwards of $2,500. The reason that this is important is you can't just like, hey guys, just support me in my music. No, you need to have a thing that you're asking people to give towards. It could be a music video. It could be an EP. It could be a tour. Doesn't matter what it is, but it needs to be a really clear project that has an outcome, and it needs to be a good amount of money that you need to raise. If it's less than $2,500, the reality is you could work a couple of extra shifts, you could do some gigging, you could borrow that money, and it's not going to be too much of a big hassle to raise $2,000. It needs to be outside of your scope of achievable, so you need the help, and it needs to be a project that people can understand and grab a hold of, rather than just a, hey, give money to help me as a musician. It's not tangible enough, and it's not clear enough. Okay, the second thing you need to think about, do you have an email list that you are regularly inviting people to join and that you communicate with at least once a month? If you don't have this, you need to start doing that. I'm going to be talking about email lists in one of our other videos, so make sure you click on the link to watch that one. But an email list is going to be the best way for you to communicate to your fans, because on social media, only 6% of people actually see your posts, but upwards of 30 to 40% of people will read your email. So it's a much better way to communicate. And if you have got this going, you've built trust and relationship with your fans, and so they're excited to open that email and hear from you. It's not going to be like a spam email or just a catalog that they want to delete. It's going to be an email that they actually want to receive and want to open. And you need an email list to have a successful crowdfund. You can't get past it. Social media is a crap communicator and it will not do the job. You need a vibrant email list. The other thing you need to think about before you start crowdfunding is, do I have an engaged social media community? So whether this is 300 or 3,000, it doesn't matter so much about how many are on there. It matters that you're communicating regularly and that they're actually responding. They're commenting, they're liking, they're sharing, they're answering polls on stories. They're actually engaging with you. The reality is you could have 3,000 people on there, but no one really watching or engaging. That's just an empty like. That's an empty fan who isn't really connected with you. So if you're thinking about crowdfunding, I want you to start to think about, how do I develop my engagement? Which means you need to ask questions so that people actually will respond. You need to talk about more than the music and help people to get to know you and find out what they're interested in apart from the music, so that you can connect on that point. I've worked on upwards of 10 social media campaigns for my artists. The ones that have been most successful, that have had the most income, who've reached their target, who've had the most support, have been people who are a part of communities. If you are just you by yourself in the corner, doesn't matter how many fans you have on social media, you actually need people to support you, to follow you, to share what you're doing. So if you're not part of a community, it could be a music club, maybe you join a choir or a musical theater, maybe you go to church, maybe you're part of a sports club. You need to get out into meeting real people and real community, build a relationship with them, because they're going to want to support what you're doing. They're going to share it with their networks as well. So if you're not part of a wider community outside of the internet, then you're going to struggle to really reach your target. My final question for you today about trying to figure out whether you're ready to crowdfund is, do you have 8 weeks to commit to this? Have you got 8 weeks where you haven't got any other big events on, no exams, no holidays, no big family events that are going to take a lot of your time and energy? Crowdfunding is really intense. If you want to do it well, you're going to have to do 4 weeks of planning, and then you're going to be spending 4 weeks of intense social media communication, scrolling and refreshing that page to see who has submitted and who has pledged. It's actually really wonderful, but it's intense. It's quite emotional. It's quite tiring. If you're not really ready to spend 8 weeks after work, 4 or 5 hours, 4 to 10 hours probably a week working on this, then you're not ready to crowdfund. All right, I've popped the questions in the description. Have a think about them, think through them. And if you feel like you can tick those things off, great. Then it may be that you're almost ready to crowdfund. And I would love to help you and support you. I popped my email below. If you are interested in crowdfunding, reach out to me. I do crowdfunding consulting, helping you with all the resources, timelines, templates, and support that you need to have a successful crowdfund. It's a great partnership, and I'd love to be part of your journey. Reach out, hit me up, let's connect. And I'd love to hear what you thought of this video. Pop your thoughts in the comments. I'll catch you soon. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any more great content from Westwood Management.